writers. My name is Charlotte Gonzalez and I'm a language arts teacher in Fairfax County. And I'm happy to be with you again today as we continue writing our realistic fiction stories. Realistic fiction, again, is something that could really happen. And today I want to talk about how writers think about their characters. They think about the internal, the inside, and the external, the outside features of their characters in order to help tell their story and get their message across to their readers. If you were with me before, you may know that I'm writing a story based on something that actually happened in my life, but I'm changing up the characters. I have three characters. I have Carla, Daniel, her cousin, and Carla's uncle, Pete. And in this story, Carla is kind of the older cousin, a couple of years older than Daniel. She's very well behaved. She's very polite. She constantly does the right thing. And that's just kind of who she is as a person. Daniel is the total opposite. Okay, he gets into a lot of trouble. If you think of the book No David, if you know that story, David's always getting into trouble. That is Daniel, this character of Daniel, making messes everywhere he goes. He is just a mess. And then there's Uncle Pete, who is Daniel's father and is then Carla's uncle. And the kids are going out to the grocery store and then later to lunch with Uncle Pete, and things happen. Daniel makes a big mess. The story goes on. But what I want to talk about today is really zooming in on one of the characters and kind of sketching out what that character is all about, what their internal thoughts and feelings are, and on the external, on the outside, maybe what they look like, what they might do, what they might say, things that people around them could observe, okay? So, in order for writers to think about characters' internal, inside, and external, outside features, you could follow these steps. You could first think about which character that you want to kind of sketch out. For me, it's Carla. Then ask yourself, what would your character think, feel? Those are the inside things. What would they do? What would they look like? And what might they say? So then you would go back and add those kinds of details to your story. Let me show you what I mean by kind of sketching out. So as I think about my character Carla, I think about her from the inside. What kinds of things might be going on in her head, given that she's the person she is? So she might be thinking things like, oh my gosh, Daniel is making a mess. How can I stop Daniel? Or oh, do I tell on Daniel or not? I don't want him to get in trouble, but things aren't going right. Some things that she might feel inside in her heart, she might feel guilty for not ending up telling the truth. Because in my story, that's actually what happens. She kind of learns that she should always tell the truth in uncomfortable situations. So she might be having that guilty feeling that comes with not telling the truth. She might feel ashamed because she made a bad choice. And remember, Carla doesn't usually make bad choices. So she's feeling very ashamed. On the outside, let's see what we're thinking here. On the outside, these are things that other people could observe in Carla. So they could see what Carla does. They might see Carla like holding Daniel's hand, being that responsible older cousin. They might see her help clean up after Daniel makes a mess. Because she's that kind of person, very helpful, conscientious. The way she looks on the outside, she's pretty neat and tidy and put together with her outfit and her hair done, and she's all tidy. She's also, I've mentioned she's older, so she's a little taller than Daniel physically. So these are things that people could observe just by looking at her. Some things that she might say that would make sense for her to say would be something like, Daniel, you need to stop, right? Or because she's so polite, if Uncle Pete gives her something or lets the kids do something, she would probably be the first to say, "Thank you, Uncle Pete. I really appreciate it." Okay, so these are some of the things that you could think through so that when you're writing your story, you make your characters sound very believable because you really thought about what they're like on the inside and what they look and do on the outside. Okay, so you can incorporate, put those types of ideas into your story to make it believable. Remember, realistic fiction are things that could really happen. So we want to make sure that our characters are believable to the readers. So give these things some thought, and you could do this in your writer's notebook or on a piece of paper, or just think through it. I hope that helps you develop your characters a little more, and I look forward to the next time we're together. Thanks.